All right. Hello, guys. So we have two awesome ladies, and their ranks are completely different, and I love it because both of them are rocking it and enrolling. And so that just tells you two things. You don't have to be at a certain rank to enroll, and you have to start to enroll to get to a rank. Am I right? So we have Marissa and Kara. Marissa is a ruby, and Kara is a triple diamond. Both of them, unless you're Emma, I know. So unless, see, this is why I since I've had a baby, can't stay focused. I can't multitask anymore. I used to be able to. But they are both amazing, and they're both enrolling, and both of them were basically told to me that they were awesome, and so we're having them on tonight. So I wanted to do something just a little bit different. Instead of saying, Kara, how do you enroll distributors? I asked her what her strengths were so that we can go ahead and we can start to learn things on the back end, not just enrolling, if that makes sense. But like, how do you lead your team? How do you stay excited? How do you this? How do you that? So I will go ahead and start with Marissa. So Marissa, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? And then I will you can go ahead and just talk about what we talked about, or I can kind of lead you into what we talked about. Either way, it's fine with me. I unmuted you.
Okay, hi. So I am Marissa. This is my first Zoom, so I'm really nervous, but I'm also really excited. Anyway, I started this business because basically like everybody else, I was actually like really depressed, postpartum depression. My brother had just passed away, so I ended up quitting my job, and I had to find a new job, and I was like, I'm not going back to work. I basically just refused to go back to work. And so I had been watching Mikkel for a while, and I just messaged her one night, and I was like, hey, I'm ready, let's do this. And she's like, okay. And so that night I was like, send me all the videos you can. Like, I just want to get going, do it right away. And then I signed.
I'm sorry, hold on. Hey, for some reason, it's not letting me mute you guys. Serena, Ashley, Jacqueline, it's not letting me mute you guys. Make sure you're muted. Ashley Gord, and then Colleen. It's like not giving me any control. So I am hearing like all sorts of special noises in the background. Okay, I just muted everybody. I'm gonna unmute you, Marissa. Have some respect, y'all. Listen to this lady. Keep yourself muted. All right. There you go.
So yeah, and then so I ended up signing like my first 5 customers within 24 hours. And after that, I guess I just kind of like got the flame, and I was like, okay, I'm just running, like going for it. And like, that's one thing, is quitting was like never, ever, ever an option. From the minute I started, it was never like, I'm going to try this, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It was like, I'm going to try this and it's going to work. Like, never had quitting on the table whatsoever. So that's just like a little backstory. But I don't know, do you just want me to start, or?
Yeah, if you have a list.
Okay, I do. So some of my strengths, I guess, is like growing my network is the first one I wrote down. So when I started, I had Instagram, but I literally hadn't posted in like probably 3 years. Like, I had like maybe 100 followers, if that. And so now I'm up to almost 2,000 followers, and I've only been in the business for a few months. So and Facebook as well. Like, I grow my network like crazy. You always need new eyes, like no matter what, because I blew through my, what's it called? Like
your warm market.
Yeah, my warm market, like super quick. So I was like, hey, what do I do now? And so I just started growing my network like crazy. Like everybody says, like, add your friends of your friends. But one thing that I've started doing like over the past month that works really well is I go to like one of my friends, and then I go to her friends list and find one of her male friends that's not on private, and then I go to his friends and add friends from there, because it seems like when you go to like male profiles, they have a lot less women that are already in businesses, because a lot of business women don't add males. So I found that to work, and it's the same with following. I'll go to like one of my male followers and follow his followers. And I'm getting a lot more people that aren't already in businesses. And then another tip, I seen this on a Zoom like a couple weeks ago, and I've been doing it since the cleaner apps aren't working. And you have to manually go and unfollow everybody that's not following you, is when I'm doing my following on Instagram, I basically will go to like a profile and go to their followers, but instead of just clicking follow, I'll go to their profile, and if it's not private, I'll interact with them. So I'll comment on usually like 2 or 3 photos, and then I'll like 4 to 6 photos, and I don't ever follow them, but they typically usually just end up following me. So then I'll follow them back and interact with them more. And that way I'm not going through and having to unfollow a bunch of people that aren't following me back.
These are awesome. These are great tips. These are things that I've never heard before. So
yeah, so I watched like tons of Zooms. From the minute I started, like the first couple of months, I've watched like a minimum of 2 Zooms a day. I just found a bunch of leaders on YouTube and just started watching all their videos.
And then you applied them.
Yes.
You applied with it. That's the secret. I know people who watch trainings all the time, and I'm like, but what are you doing? So you're awesome. Keep going. And then some people are asking you questions in the chat, but
I don't have the chat open because I was like, this is my first time.
I will totally ask you them at the end anyway, so that you can just stay focused. Except for I'm cutting you off, so it's fine.
Perfect. So yeah, and like I still do follow, like if their profile's on private, I do follow still. And I add, like I probably do, now it's different, but at first, when I first like really grew my network a lot, like I would literally follow like at least 30 people an hour, if not more. I tried to keep it at 30 because I was new to Instagram and I didn't want to get blocked. But like literally I was always following every time I opened my phone. And on Facebook, I send like 5 friend requests every couple hours. So I don't do it crazy because I actually did get blocked from sending too many friend requests on Facebook. But I send like 5 every few hours, and it's just randomly, I'll go down my timeline and I'll see somebody and like click on their friends and then go to one of their male friends and just send like 5 to 10 friend requests. Depending on how many times I have done it already in the day. But yeah, that's my growing network tips, which the last 2 have worked really well for me over the past like month.
So while we're on this subject of growing your network, is your page public or private?
My Instagram is private.
Okay.
So which I like, because then they like, after I comment on their pictures, they get curious and they're like, who is this?
Who's this weirdo? It's so funny that you do that, because there's like bloggers and stuff that do that to me. And I'm like, I see you didn't follow me. You just want me to follow you back, but you like it and comment on my stuff. But I'll follow you back. You'll join my team later.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if I'm going to ever put it on public, because it being on private is actually working really well for me. I did have it on public at first and I got like no follow backs.
Hey, that is awesome. Whatever works, you know, like, and I have gone on private and I get more followers, but then when I see the number go up and then go back down, I'm like, ugh. So I just keep it on public. I'm like, either you like me or you don't.
Yeah, true.
So no, yeah, I love that though. I'm sorry, there was somebody that was unmuted. Okay. So you guys, with that too, like, just try both. Were you ever public? Oh, you got wine and everything.
Monday is my wine night.
I'm cracking up.
I get wine for meetings or training.
You're so funny. I'm like, oh, I'm like over here with my Elsa water cup, and she's got her fancy glass. But anyways, were you ever on public?
Yes, at first, and I was like not getting good results, but at that time, like my Instagram looked super crappy. I went and archived everything like that was posted before. So that's when I put it on private.
You guys, growing your network, there's 2 sides of it. 50% is actually consistently adding people and interacting with people, but the other 50% is how your page looks. Mm-hmm. Sorry, there's someone unmuted again. So can you tell us, what did you change to make it start to look good? Because your page does look really good, and it looked good like right as you started. Like you you just like killed it right away with pictures and stuff.
Yeah, so like I said, I just jumped in right away. Like I was literally sending Mikkel like 100 messages a day. I'm like, hey, so what do I need to do now? What do I need to do now? And she's like, get a preset, do this, do that. And I just did right away. And I got all my highlights up right away. Like I literally would just take random pictures of food just so that I would have a food highlight.
No, I love that. That's perfect. So you guys, like, really, it's just doing what we teach to do, but like
Exactly.
as soon as possible.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny that you say that because my girl Shandy, she just went ruby last month and she's going diamond this month. She was the same way. She's like, oh, you have these highlight things. Like, should I get those? And I'm like, yeah, you should get those. And then she like went and got them. And then she's like, oh, you have a pretty filter on your pictures. Should I do that? And I'm like, yeah, you should. And so you guys like just do the things that you see us do. It's pretty simple. Okay, sorry, you can keep going.
Okay, yeah. Oh, on that. So yeah, that's what I said. Like I heard like preset in one of the random Zooms that I watched, and I was like, what's preset? I need what? What is it? And Mikkel's like, it's just like a filter. I'm okay. So I got it. And yeah, so next is posting. No matter what, how busy I am, what I have to do, like I try to get 3 posts up at least a day, like 1 product, 1 personal, and 1 business. But if I don't get all 3 at a minimum, I always get a business post up no matter what. Like that's just one thing. And I started writing my own posts right away. Like I probably copy and pasted maybe 2 or 3 posts. And even then it was like I changed it up. Like I never ever just copy and paste. Like I always just get inspiration and then write out my own posts. And I started doing that. He's so cute. I started doing that right away. And I'm really passionate in my posts. And like I always talk about how much I love the business. And like even though, like you said, like I'm a Ruby, so I don't have a huge success story. And that's one thing I hear all the time is like, how do you post without a huge success story? You don't have to say that you're successful to sound successful. Like I literally, I wrote this down because I put in a way in every single one of my posts, I say like, within my first month, I was already making money and that did it for me. And that's when I knew that this was going to change my life. And for that reason, people think that I'm like making a lot of money, but I don't say that I'm making a ton of money. I just like put that. And I'm like, in the first month, I was making money already. And I knew from there that this was it. And like, in a way, I always put that in there. And for some reason, people just like feel like I'm super, super successful already.
Well, I love that because you guys, like, people can't always relate to like a triple or a presidential or an ambassador, but they can relate to somebody saying that they've made money. So they're like, if she's made money, I can make money. It doesn't have to be like, I've made $1 million. Like, it doesn't have to be like that. So I love that. Let's put that in the chat. So all you newbies or not newbies, not yet diamonds, can say that. That is super simple. Like in my first month, I was already making money. If you have 1 customer under you,
you've already made money. Exactly.
Dang, guys, let's say it. If you have 1 customer under you, you're already making money. That's awesome. Okay, sorry.
Yeah. And like
same time as me, so I thought it was a good thing to say together.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it works well. And like I literally post like I'm like the most successful person in the world. Like I don't ever say I'm the most successful person in the world, but the way that I post, people think I am. And that's like
you have to act it to be it, you know? Like that's what every freaking YouTube video I've ever listened to, they all say that. Like if you act like you suck, people are not going to be like, let me join your team so that you cannot suck and then we can work together. No, like you got to act like you're awesome to be able to lead someone into awesomeness. You know?
And like, I don't ever use the words like hope or wish or try or like that at all in my posts. Like I'm always like, I'm bringing my husband home soon, but like, I'm never like, I hope to bring my husband home soon. Like I always just like, I own it and I say it like it's already happening.
I love that. Especially because what you guys say in your posts, like what she just said, you're actually setting up, people's mindset that join your business. I never say try it. I don't even like I think I've said it a few times, but I always try to catch myself when when I put at the end of a post, like, let's see if it's a good fit for you, or just try it for a little while. Or when people make those posts like trial distributorship, I'm like, you're like literally telling them, hey, if you're not like an ambassador in your first 30 days, you should definitely quit. Like, you're setting them up for failure. So I like that. You're like, no, it's happening, period, end of story.
Yeah, exactly. And then like, for inspiration, this kind of touches another subject, is like personal development. Every single morning, right when I wake up, I put on like a YouTube video on my TV, and I like blast the crap out of it. Just like a motivational video, like by like Les Brown, or I can't even think of any other people right now, but I blast it. And I always, when I'm listening, I just put in my notes like one quote from it, and then I'll just write from there. Like, I'll just take, like the other day, I was listening to one, then it was like, you are the storyteller of your own life. And like, I just wrote that down, and then I just went from it. Like, you can get so much inspiration from one quote, and that's how I make my posts. It's just one quote.
You can keep going. You don't have to wait for me to
respond. I thought
Sorry. I always respond, so I'm trying not to.
No, you're good. But yeah, that's like how I get the inspiration for my posts a lot of the time. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about that. Like, it's when I was copying and pasting, and even though I wasn't really copying and pasting because I was changing it up a lot, like I definitely didn't get as much interaction from it. Like, I get likes, I get more messages from my posts than I do likes on them. Like, people don't even like them, but they'll message me. So that's another thing. You don't know who's looking at your posts. Like, even if they don't like or comment, they're probably still reading it. But yeah, so that's what I have on posting. Just try to make your own post as soon as possible, because the more you it is, the more people are going to see that. Like, one thing I noticed in the beginning is like, I would take like one of Christy's posts, and it's like, y'all. And I'm like, I don't say y'all ever. Like, anybody that sees me say y'all, they're like, you don't say that. Okay, so anyway, another thing is mindset. So this has to do with personal development. I do a lot of personal development. Like I said, I play a motivational video first thing in the morning. My kids know it. Like, my daughter, the first thing she says, she's like, are you doing your personal development? I'm like, yep. And so just be positive. Even when, like, I went through a rut in like July, I think, where I wasn't enrolling a lot, and I still like didn't get discouraged. Like, I messaged Mikkel, and I was just like, okay, like, I just need to figure out what I need to change. Like, here's what I'm doing. What can I change to fix it? Like, I know that it works and it's going to work. I just need to figure out what I need to change up to fix it. And I just went about it a positive way. Like, don't ever think negative. If you're not enrolling, don't be like, I'm not enrolling, I can't do anything, like, it sucks. Like, just think about what is going to happen if you just keep doing what you're doing. And to help with that, setting small goals is super important to me.
Sorry, hold on.
Okay.
Hey, Amber Mullen, can you please mute?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay.
Sorry. Okay, go ahead, Marissa.
Okay. So, yeah, setting small goals is super important to me, because I have a dream board with like a bunch of big goals, like house and a car and like a savings account and bringing my husband home, and like all these goals that I see every day, which is like a big motivation. But if you're not setting small goals, that's a Galaxy S9. Can everybody mute themselves?
I'm gonna fight you all. I'm just gonna start removing you. If I remove you, you can't get back on. It just won't let you. So, Amber, can you please mute? It shows me who's not, and it's just Amber.
Okay, cool.
I'm sorry. Keep going.
Am I muted now?
Are we good?
Yeah, you go ahead.
Okay, good. So this, I think, especially in the beginning, you need to set small goals, even if it's like a goal to get your nails done, or to get your hair done, or to pay one of your bills, like just anything, even if it's to buy your kid like a new pair of dance shoes. because if you don't have those small goals that you're reaching before the big goals, it's really easy to get discouraged because these big goals are like months or years away. And if you're not hitting any goals, then it's really easy to get discouraged. So for me, it's really important to set like smaller goals that I can reach and get excited. Like my first fast start bonus, I like shared the crap out of it. I was like, oh my gosh, like, and I just shared about it like it was something I got every week. Like, and it is. But it was my first one. And you just got to hit the small goals and be super excited about them. Like anything. And I remember like the first time my husband had been paying the bills by himself for a long time. And like I got a fast start bonus and I was able to pay my power bill and I was so freaking excited about it. And I like texted him and I was like, guess what I just did? And like, you just got to be excited about the small goals because any accomplishment that you reach in this business is worth celebrating, any accomplishment.
Well, it's funny that you say that because everyone's mindset can change. You guys, if you have not had huge success yet in this business or what you deem as success, or if you've never enrolled a distributor before, things like that, that can change right now. But I can almost tell who's going to be the next diamond or the next double by their first paycheck, how they respond to their first paycheck. There's the person who it's $50 because you make 15% off of it's not a surprise. You guys, like your paycheck's not a surprise. But when you get that $50 or that $100 or that $150, there's two types of people. There's the person that's like, what the butt? Oh my gosh, this sucks. Christy, where's my money? And I'm like, well, you make 15% off your customers. They can't give you 100% of the products that they created and shipped for you. Like, it doesn't make any sense, And then there's the other person that says, oh my gosh, I got $52. Holy crap. I am so excited. And that's the person that is going to be blessed with the $50,000 paycheck. One day, it's not going to be tomorrow, but one day. But like literally when you are so grateful for every single step, you will be blessed more because your business grows based upon the state that you're in. And we've seen Tony, this is kind of me ranting a little bit, but I've gone with multiple of the girls on the team to see Tony Robbins multiple times. And he always talks about your state, what state are you in, and that's going to be your reaction. That's going to be how you feel. That's going to be this, that's going to be that. And so the thing is like your state determines how your business grows. And if you have those nasty feelings about things, like even when you're messaging somebody, if you're like, I don't want to be doing this right now, but I'm just going to do it anyways, you're not going to get results from that. You're not. You have to be in a good, excited state. And so that's why I love what you said, Marissa, about like just being excited for every little win, because then you put yourself in an excited, happy state, and then you are given more. Like people just come out of nowhere and you're like, okay, get in my inbox, and it's awesome. Sorry, I muted you because
I'm actually going to go back to that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
I unmuted you.
Go back to that for a second because you exactly, like, you have to show excitement and you have to show passion. So one of my business posts, I got a message off of it and she like commented, she's like, I'm going to message you. And I was like, okay, cool. Like thinking she was going to be a distributor. But no, she messaged me and she's like, hey, I want to try the coffee. How much is it? I don't really care, but I need another price. I want to get set up. And so like we got her in, we got her prices, we got everything done. She signed up as a customer. And then after we got all that done, she's like, I just wanted to let you know that like there's a ton of people on my newsfeed that sell this coffee, but I bought it through you because I can tell through your posts that you're passionate about what you do and you are excited about what you do. So you have to always just be excited and passionate about it, because if you're not, then people can see that and they can sense that, and they're not going to be excited to join you or get products from you. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to move on. That kind of takes me into like the whole product thing with signing customers. Everybody says this, you have to use the products. You have to. I don't miss one morning where I don't make my coffee on my story. Sometimes I go live and make it. Sometimes I do it on my story. Like sometimes I'll do the hands-free and make it on there. I only do that probably 2 or 3 times a week though, because I do notice that people kind of get sick of clicking through the slides and I'll lose some followers, but sometimes I do want to talk about it. And I have amazing results with the coffee. So like get your own results. Even if you don't need to lose weight, find a product that you love and get your own results from it, because that's what's going to bring in customers. Like that's where I get 90% of my customers, from me making my coffee on my story. And because of that, like very little of my customers are less than 90 BB orders, because I sell the coffee and greens. Like that's what and sometimes I'll upsell the cleanse if like I get them on the phone, which I do sometimes. If I ask for their card information and they don't respond, I'm like, hey, can I call you and get your card information if that's easier? And half the time they're like, yeah, that's better. So I probably get like half of my customers on the phone, and having them on the phone makes it easier for me to upsell as well. So
you have like really, really, really awesome results. I think that you've posted them in the page.
Yeah.
But what like weight loss was it? I mean, your pictures are freaking phenomenal, but was there like a number?
Yeah. So like as of today, I've lost 44 pounds with those pictures. Oh crap. Okay, there we go. With those pictures, that was when I posted those the day that I hit 40 pounds down.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, I'm in love with the products, and people know that. Like I love them, and I will rant to like people I see on the streets. I'm like, you gotta try this coffee.
Well, that's why you guys too, like I'm super gung-ho on like, please run your auto ship. It's not because I want you to run your auto ship to be commission qualified. I actually make more on your customers if you're not commission qualified. So I don't care. But here's the deal. If you find a few products and I say that in like a funny way, but no one's laughing. But here's the deal. I know for a fact that if you find a couple products that give you results or that make you feel good, you will be in this business forever. Mm-hmm. Period. End of story. Because the how to run your business, how to sign customers, how to sign distributors, like that all comes. It comes. But you have to find results, or, you know, see what the results you're going to get, or feel, you know, I say feel because like the hair, skin, and nails or whatever. Or like the greens make you not lose weight if you're 2 pounds, but it'll make you feel good. So find a couple things, because someone asked in here, how do you be passionate? I don't think you're passionate because you want to make a lot of money. I think you're passionate because the products make you hella excited. And then you're like, holy crap, I can give people really awesome results while I'm getting really awesome results, and I can make a lot of money. It's like a total win-win. So find a couple products that you are in love with. Like there's just nobody can ever tell me like, oh, Christy, I'm not going to do it. It works because the products don't work. And I'm like, but yes, they do. Like, look at me, you know? So you just have to find a couple. And I'm not saying the first couple you try will be your golden ticket. Like, I'm not saying that. I have not even used the Thermo 5X, you know, like that's not my golden, you know, my golden 3. Like I have multiple other ones. Look at this skin. My skin is so amazing. And I'm obsessed with the hair, skin, and nails and the collagen. Like, and I don't talk about it enough, but like just find a couple things that you are in love with. Literally, that is how you become passionate. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm done. Clearly, you guys can tell where I get my energy from.
Funny. Because like when I first started, like I actually ran my auto ship like right away just because I wanted more products. I like started and then I ran my auto ship like a week later. I was like, okay. Yeah, and I just was like promoting all these different products. I was like, look at this. I tried greens today. I'm like, and nobody was like responding. But then like I found the coffee, and the first time I tried it, I'm not gonna lie, I was like, this is like different. It tastes like coconut oil. But then like after I started drinking it more, like I cannot go without it. I love it. I'm cranky. Like, so there's like random times when we'll go out to breakfast in the morning and I don't do the coffee because I don't need it because it's like a breakfast meal replacement. And I'm cranky. My husband's like, you need your coffee. I'm like, I know, but
well,
but yeah,
you find a product that you love. You find something, you find the good in stuff that gives you results.
Mm-hmm.
right? Like, that's what it is. Like, you're like, oh, I didn't really love the taste, but then you start to get results and you're like, but actually it tastes really good and I'm going to have it every morning because I look really good, you know? Like, yeah, the cookie tastes much better than the coffee would for breakfast. Like the waffle with all the syrup, of course that's going to taste better, but it's not going to give you the results. So you're like, I love the coffee and I need it.
Yeah, but now I actually do love it. Like now, like I use sugar-free creamer in it and stuff. I just gotta get it to my liking, and I tell all my customers that too. I'm like, I use this much sugar-free creamer and the chocolate greens. Like, don't try it without the sugar-free creamer or like any creamer because it tastes like oil. And I'll tell them that, and they're like, okay, cool. And like all my customers are like, okay.
Well, now with the caramel ones, and I know this is not like a product training, but now with the caramel or the pumpkin spice, like you guys have no excuse. I don't drink coffee, just FYI, just so you guys know, like you don't have to, we're not a coffee company, like, but it just gives you guys really awesome results. So that's a huge thing we're talking about. But anyways, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Okay, no, you're good. That's like basically what I had to say about the products is just find a product you love and don't. So I've learned to kind of switch it up. So like I said, some days I'll do the hands-free and I'll like get on and talk about it and make it while I'm talking about it. And then some days I'll just record me making it and then put it in like the app InShot and speed it up and add some music. Some days I'll just do like a boomerang and then like the next slide is like the product information, like what it does. And then the next slide will be like my before and after. I switch it up so my customers aren't like, okay, I'm sick of seeing you talk every single day. And then they like click through my slides. So do the same thing, but just switch it up to keep it exciting, you know?
So how often do you post? This is a trick question.
How, like, on my stories?
Like how many like business posts? Like how often do you post a business post?
At least once a day.
There you, oh, say it again for the people in the back.
Yeah, at least once a day, sometimes twice a day.
Okay,
but
how about your stories?
On my stories, every day. I have one product and one business in my story every day, at least.
What? Oh my God. Guys, that's a secret. It's a secret to success. Being consistent, for real. But anyways.
So I actually wrote this down because I read it in the team page. And I wanted to share because sometimes I have busy days too. So she asked, how do you post? Do you like use an app to post when you have a busy day? So what I do is if I know I have a busy day ahead of me the next day, and I actually do this even if I don't know I have a busy day sometimes, if I get inspiration when I'm laying in bed at night, I'll just write out a post. And then in the morning, I'll like take a picture of my kids with their crazy hair and like eating breakfast or something. And then I have a post for the day, no matter what. And then when I go in the bathroom, I'll just post it. Like that's all it takes.
That is, guys, everyone uses the bathroom. So there's your business post for the day. There's just no excuse really for not posting. It's just about the easiest thing you can actually do in the business.
I love posting. Like I literally love posting. I don't know. I guess I've always liked writing though. So I love posting. I love getting inspiration. And you don't even have to just be inspiring to like people, like your potentials, like be inspiring to everybody. Like your post can bring inspiration to everybody. If they are just going through a hard time and they see your post, like you want to have that kind of post that somebody reads and they're like, wow.
Yes, I love that. That's so true. Okay, was there anything else on your list?
Nope, that's it. Sorry, I just like talked forever.
No, you are awesome. Thank you so much. And I don't think there was any questions in the chat that we didn't answer. But if you have anything else that you forgot or you want to add to after I talk to Kara, just let me know and we'll let you guys. Guys, let's slow clap for Marissa. She told me when I asked her to be on that it was a goal of hers. You guys are actually really clapping. It's awesome. That it was a goal of hers to be on one of the trainings.
It was.
And usually I only have like diamonds and above on them, but look at her, she set a goal and here we are. You just
I've never missed a training ever. I just want to throw that out there. I've been on every single training since I started, like every single training. And every time I'm like, I want to be on a Zoom.
I love that. The thing is you guys, like, I love seeing your faces because so many of you guys, like, I know you know what to do. Like, I know you know what to do. You don't have to be here, but there's always going to be a nugget that someone takes every single week. But also, it's just the feeling. It's the feeling of knowing that, number one, you're not alone, whether it's the good thing or the bad thing. You know, like, there's going to be hard days in the business, and that's okay. But guess what? We're all going to have them. There's going to be really good days. Share them. We're all going to have them. Like, none of you guys are by yourself. If you're like, I don't know how to do this, I don't know how to do that, guess what? Every single person here, 116 people, we all started thinking, I have no idea what to do. Like, what did I get myself into? But we all figured it out, you know? So thank you, Marissa. Kara, this beautiful babe. One day I'll have your hair. One day. Not growing, but it's fine. Okay. So Kara is friggin' awesome. She's a triple diamond, but you could share a little bit about your story. And Marissa, do you have kids?
I have 2 kids.
I knew that. Marissa has 2 kids. Kara has no kids. So I love when we do this because some of y'all without kids are like, I have nothing to post. And I'm like, yes, you do. So Kara, can you share your story with us?
Yes, I'll give the quick version in case you've already heard it over and over again. I'm Kara, and I am a triple diamond. I started the business in January of last year, so a little over a year and a half now. And I was working as a full-time manager for a hotel. I had gotten my degree in hotel management at UNLV. Go Rebels. And so I got this manager job, and I thought I was really cool. And sorry, is someone unmuted?
No, I am trying to keep good track of it. I don't think anyone's unmuted. Sorry.
Cool. Sorry, I get distracted like squirrel. I gotta mute this chat right now. Okay. Sorry. Okay. So I was working as a manager, and I was living paycheck to paycheck, and it sucked. I was like, I have a degree. How am I not making a surplus of savings? So I saw Stacy posting over and over again for 4 years about this business and my side hustle, and I'm making this money, and I have my 2 boys, and like life is great. And I was like, okay, I really need some extra money. So I messaged her, and then she texted me, and like literally 15 minutes later I was signed up in the business. And then 2 weeks later I went to conference, because conference is life, and it just kickstarted my business. I literally went from signing up to 2 weeks later at conference, and trust me, that was like, what the heck is going on? And so that really helped. But just going off of what Marissa said, like, I started the same way. Like, I took quitting completely off of the table. When I saw how much the success that Stacy was having, I was like, I can have that same success too. And like, I called.
It's okay. You could say it, how much money she was making.
I mean, she was making a lot of money, so it's like,
it's fine. She saw how much money she was making.
You got me. I saw how much money she was making, and I was like, I want that too. And I remember calling my dad. I remember exactly where I was in my truck, and I was on speakerphone driving home, and I was like, Dad, I just signed up for this business. She makes over $16,000 a month. Like, it's going to be so awesome. And he was like, yeah, okay, yeah, wouldn't that be great? And you could just hear the skepticism in his voice. And like, all of my siblings still make fun of me to this day, but like, who cares? Because they don't pay my rent. They don't actually, I own a house now, so they don't pay my mortgage, and they don't pay my car payment. They don't pay anything. So I don't care what anyone thinks. And that's what you just have to remember, is take quitting completely off the table and not worry about what anyone thinks. I took notes, so if I look down, it's because I am looking at my notes. Anyways, but I just wanted to start off before, can I just jump right into okay. I just want to start off with us coming out of this season that we just went through. Like, just to be completely honest, it was a tough season. Like, let's call it for what it was. We're not going to sugarcoat it. We're not going to lie. Like, it's okay to be honest. It was a tough season for some people, and if it wasn't a tough season for you, that's fantastic. Keep going. But know that you're never alone. You are never alone in this business, and it's okay to have rough days. No one's perfect, and it's okay to talk about them, but you just got to kind of keep going. You can talk about them and then let them go and keep going. So I just want everyone to know that that is okay. So, okay, sorry, I talk really fast, so just tell me to slow down if I need to. But, and so what I want to talk about, I'm just going to lay it out here, is I want to first talk about connecting with people because that is one of the things I really enjoy. I think it's really important to be genuine and be yourself. If you are trying to be Christy Christensen or Stacey Rapp or Eliana, people are going to know. They're going to feel like you're not being genuine. They're going to be able to tell that's not Kara. So figure out who you are. The thing that helped me with that was figuring out the 5 things that describe me, and try to post about those things each day throughout my story, in my posts, and just incorporate, really be me and those 5 things. And if you struggle to figure out what those 5 things are, talk to the people who are closest to you and ask them, what are the 5 things that describe you? And it works shouldn't be one of them. You're supposed to sprinkle in it works and be you. So be genuine so that people can relate with you, and it allows people to open up more to you when you're genuine and they can be more relatable to you. I've noticed that with this whole attraction marketing, which we've heard so much lately, and I was like, what the heck is attraction marketing? It really just comes down to sharing your life and being open about you. So like something I did a couple weeks ago that like people thought was hilarious. We just moved into this new house and we have these like window wells in our basement, and a freaking mink fell into it. And it was trapped like in this window well. And so you could see it from my basement window, and it was just like scratching, and like minks are scary. And so I was recording it and I was like, send help, like just being super open with my followers about what was going on in my life and telling them the story. And like they were invested in what was happening. And I told them like the resolution, how someone had to come and climb down and grab it and blah, 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 blah. Anyways, that was just an example, but just share your life, be open, and stop being scared. Just throw this being scared away. I know it seems scary, for lack of a better word, but rip that Band-Aid off, and it really helps. Another thing with connecting with people is you have to, as we often hear, give love to get love. So interacting with people and being genuine, again, sorry, I overuse the word genuine, but you have to be genuine in giving that love. So you can't just be like, so cute. I mean, that's a genuine comment. The picture is so cute, but like try and give a compliment within the comment too. And as your following gets bigger, what I like to do is use collections on Instagram. So if there's someone I'm really rolling with and interacting and I think would be great for the business, I'll put them into a collection so I can check on them every day, kind of like a stalker. It's kind of what we are. A little bit stalkers. So I'll put them into a collection and I'll just a little bit. I'll check on them to see if they posted something on their story and I'll reply to it. If they posted a new post, I'll comment on it. Like not like a creepy stalker, like everything they post, like that would be weird. I only do that to my distributors, but that's just because I love them. But you know what I mean. So
how do you add to collections? Tell everybody.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine.
So collections. Do I turn the brightness up or down for you to see it? Down. Okay, so you go into Instagram. Is that 2 down? Yeah, that was 2 down. And right here is a little bookmark on a post. And if you just hold it down, you can, oops, I didn't hold it down long enough. You can make different collection categories. So I can put, like I have one that's like ready PDTs, and those are people who are like right on the brink of signing, like I've been talking to them about the business. Then I'll have just PDTs, and those are people who I'm interacting with and want to be in the business. I'll have PLCs. I'll even have collections for like certain products I've talked to them about. So if they ever go on sale, I can say, hey, the cleanses, buy one, get one, whatever. So you just really want to stay organized. But so that's collections, and I love collections. So that's connecting with people. I really enjoy talking to people. Actually, I'm like I'm like a outgoing introvert. So like talking to people on social media is cool, but like talking to people in person, I'm like really.
Well, I love that example that you just shared, because you guys, like your social media, if you want more followers, if you want people to connect with you, you have to just be their entertainment. Like maybe your entertainment isn't being funny. Maybe your entertainment is being inspiring. You know, like my girl Brittany, she kind of reminds me of that. Like she shares like inspiring stuff. Whereas like I never share inspiring stuff. Like I'm not inspiring, but I'll share funny stuff. And I have different people follow me for that, you know? So like be whatever entertainment type of personality you are. And maybe you're a little bit of everything. That's totally fine, but share that all the time because people will this is people's TV. Like, yeah, everybody watches some shows on Netflix, but this is their TV. This is their constant TV. Be their entertainment, or else they go super fast. Super fast they do it. So just be like, why would anybody that didn't want to be in my business still be my Facebook friend? Because I'm giving them some sort of entertainment or something that they want to see. And eventually they'll join, but it's fine.
No, but it's so true. And like, that's what you have to think about throughout the day. Like sometimes I'll go a whole day. No, never mind. I never go a whole day without putting something on my story. Let me reverse. But sometimes something will happen and I'm like, oh, I should have recorded that. That would have been a good video slide for my story. Like people want to know these things. And even if it's like recording yourself recapping the story, like people are so nosy. Like they care. It's like they don't care, but you know what I mean. They're nosy and they want to hear like the funny things that happen in your life or the crazy things. I mean, I try to make it positive. Like I'm not going to go on and like with the mink thing, I made it funny. I could have been like, I'm so annoyed about this mink, but I made it funny instead. Even though that's not my voice. I don't know why I did that. Anyways, so you know what I mean? Like you could choose to be negative about it or you could choose to be funny about it. Anyways, okay, moving on. Next thing I want to talk about is messaging and responding to like messages is one of the things I enjoy. I know messaging is something I enjoy crazy. So this one, you really just can't skip. It's like the bread and butter of our business. Posting is what's what brings posting and adding to your network together. Like, you can't just add to your network and post. You have to message. So anyways, when you add and you post, you're getting more people to see those posts and more people to message. So I really do notice, like, if I skip a day of adding and then I make a post, it's the same people liking it. So you have to just constantly add. So you have different people to message. But an important thing I realized that helped me change my mindset about messaging was just changing my thinking about messaging. I decided it's not scary, and I decided I read this book called Go for No. I talked about it last time I spoke on the Zoom, but you set a no goal. So when you start off messaging, think, okay, I'm going to go for no. I'm going to go for 20 no's today. And so you need to message like 50 plus 100 to get those 20 no's. And you're thinking, wait, you want yeses. But when you get through your no's, that's how you're going to get to your yeses. So you just have to develop a better relationship with no. And that's what it talks about in that book. And you also have to develop a better relationship with rejection. And know that when you get that rejection, they're not rejecting you. They're not rejecting your soul. They're just saying, no, not right now. And it's okay. And you just move on. But it's really important to I'll save this. Anyways. But yeah, it's not a reflection of you, so just remember that and have a better, just it's okay if you hear no's, guys. You're going to get to your yeses, I promise. And then with responding, I noticed something that really helped me, and it actually came to light this past week, that sometimes just my distributors and all of us, we get stuck in like the scripts that we have and the auto text replies that we have, the text replacement, and we stop listening to what the person we're talking to is saying. We stop reading what they're saying. And there's so much content in some of these people's replies that we could be totally connecting with and getting them attached more. So like, it's just really important to listen to what they're saying so that you can reply better. Don't focus so much on what you're saying, but more on what they're saying, because you can reply with more, content when you actually read what they say. I hope that makes sense. Like,
wait, say that again. Don't focus on what you're saying. Focus on what they're saying.
Yeah.
You guys, that's why at the end of the first little, like, what do you do part, you have to ask them about themselves and their own goals. I always say, tell me about yourself and you and your goals or how much you want to make or whatever. And when people leave that out, I'm like, No, go back and ask her about herself. Like, that's the one part you can't leave out. You can leave out the whole other thing and be like, how much you want to make, girl? Let's get you, like, let's get you going. Let's get you rocking. It has to be like a genuine response back to themselves and their goals, or it's going to be like, oh, you just want me to sign up. Like, oh my gosh, gold.
Yes, there's so much psychology in talking to people and sales and everything. And I won't go into that, but my husband sells timeshares. So, like, all we talk about is like psychology.
You should share some things.
Well, it's just like, we just like
People
always
only want to talk about themselves.
Exactly. Like, everyone wants to talk about themselves. They don't want to hear about you. Like, they don't care about you. You have to relate with them. And so that's why that question about knowing about them is so key, because you can totally grip on it and don't pass over it. Don't be like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. So anyways, this business is super fun and super simple. All we do is blah, 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 blah. That's great. You do need to get that information out, but you want to apply it to them, because the more you apply it to them is more of an emotional connection. And then they're more drawn in, like, yes, let's get started. So that's why I really like responding, because there's just so much psychology in it, and it's just like an art in overcoming objections. It's really fun to me. I think it's really fun when people say no to me and give me when someone says no, I always try to figure out, oh, it's so cute. I always need to, also, you stole my name. That's my name. Charlotte was
your baby's name?
Yes.
Are we gonna have twin baby names?
Moving on. We'll talk about this later. Like, when they say no, you really want to get the why behind it, because if you just let them go on no, you're not going to have the way to overcome it. You really want to know why. So figure that out. Anyways, the other thing I want to talk about is, I'm actually just going to skip this one because we're running low on time. I'm going to go to the last.
There's no such thing as low on time. Share what you have.
Okay, I'll go through it really quickly.
Someone's golden ticket.
Okay, really quickly. But then the last part's like, yeah, not that big of a deal. Not going to set myself up for failure. Okay, consistency, not only with your business, but with not only with your followers and everything, but being consistent with your team is equally as important. Like, I know we focus so much on consistency with posting, it's all great, but you also need to be consistent with your team, because it's so important. And something that, sorry, I'm trying to cut it down a little bit. So, something I heard Amber Parker say on one of these Zooms that Stacy did with us was about ghosting. You know how sometimes it's really frustrating when your team ghosts you and you're messaging them and they just ghost you and you're like, oh, this is so annoying. One thing she said was, no one will ever say that Amber ghosted me. So say that with your name in it. No one will ever say that Kara ghosted me. So I want to make sure I'm always the last person to text my team. If they don't respond, that's okay. They can't say that I ghosted them. So you just want to really be there for your team. I hope that makes sense. Like,
can I add something?
Yeah.
So I heard something similar before, and it freaking, it just put like a light bulb in my head that someone, why are you guys laughing? Mikkel, what are you laughing at? I'm just kidding. Okay, so anyways.
Okay. Maritza's little kid, was putting his feet like behind her head, and it was super hilarious.
Oh, okay. Anyways, all right. So I saw multiple people laughing, so I was super confused. Okay, so going based upon what Kara just said, someone said on a Zoom one time, they said, why do you spend so much time on a potential, and then once they sign, you don't spend equal or more time with that new distributor? Sometimes we're so wrapped up in the numbers. And yes, people get recognized for being top enrollers, for signing a lot, this and that. But you know how you get in the top 10 income earners? You train those enrollers, or those distributors. You get to know those distributors. You don't just do their newbie training. You continue on with them after Ruby, after Emerald, after they have signed their first distributor or their first 4 customers. That's how you maximize your business and their business. Do not just sign someone up and then go look for your next someone. That's why people who sign 3 to 5 a month, there are some people who are just freaking fabulous. Like Sherry Lynn, that sign, you know, like her average like 5 a month, and she's just really good at connecting and guiding and training them. Like she's just really, really, really good. Now I'm not going to turn away, you know, my 10 or 15, and I try my hardest to continue on with them. And some people will ghost me and some people will continue on. But like Kara said, they will never say that I didn't try, that I didn't try to guide them, that I didn't try to help them. But that is one thing, like, do not spend less time on someone once they're a distributor, or think about them. How many people do you think about on your potential list? You're like, oh, Friday, she's going to sign up. Are you that excited for your new distributors? Are you that excited to help your distributors respond to their conversations? Because helping someone respond to their conversations with distributors or customers is the same as if you were signing your own. You should be just as excited to help them sign their own as you are to sign your own. It's the same thing. We are rewarded for helping other people sign. Like literally, we are rewarded for that. And then on the back end, we get to be rewarded because we're helping them make money. So like, that's one thing I think that I've never really been like asked it, but truthfully, well, Mikkel and I were talking about it today, but like one reason, it's not because I enroll a lot, because I know people, like, I won't say any names, actually. I know people that are ambassadors that have enrolled 2 to 3 to 4 times more a month than me, but I make more than them. Why is that? Because I'm following through. I'm not just trying to sign 80 distributors a month. I'm following through with them, and I'm helping them get to Ruby. I'm helping and guiding them to Emerald and Diamond and so on and so forth. And I'll just leave it at that. I was going to say something else, but I'll just leave it at that. I'm sorry, Kara.
No, you're good.
It's about 2 minutes. It's fine.
I really appreciate that you expanded on that, elaborate on that. Yeah, no, for sure. And think about it. Like, you spend all, like Christy said, you spend all this time trying to get them in. Think how much easier it is to foster them and keep them than have to constantly replace, and your chart just keeps falling apart, and then you redo it and your chart falls apart. I mean, really foster those people. And we advertise all the time that this business brings friendships. I mean, just treat everyone like your best friend, and you'll keep them in, like, get to know them on a deeper level. And one other thing on that topic is an example of Christy and Stacy. Like, I know Stacy didn't take off right away, and Christy kept, you know, checking in with her. And a year, it took, correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't it? Stacy took about a year to actually get going with the business, but Christy didn't give up on her. So you just gotta really stick with everybody and don't ever ghost them, because you never know, they could come back. So be consistent with your business and your team. And then the last thing that I really love, my favorite thing, is mindset. Okay, backstory. Self-development, if you've heard me talk before, I thought self-development was so weird when I first joined this business. Everyone that talked about it, I was like, y'all are weird. Like, what? No, you guys are like my husband who listens to Tony Robbins on YouTube. Like, that's annoying. But now I am repentant of what I said, because self-development is the bomb. So just so you know, I'm not perfect. I don't claim to be perfect. I have bad days too, guys. But the important thing is that you shake off that bad day as soon as you can. There are days I wake up and I'm like, nope, I don't want to get out of bed. But that's when you're like, okay, I really do need to get out of bed because I'm having these thoughts. I need to stay in bed. And another book I read called The 5-Second Rule. The author actually came up with this 5-second rule because she couldn't get out of bed. And so when you have those thoughts, she just says 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and she gets up. So it's kind of like a rocket. Like when you hear 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you instantly move. So that's really important. And something that helps with my mindset every day is to start every day with a grateful heart, because you can't have negativity and gratitude in the same place. And if you're feeling negative, start listing off things you're grateful for. In the morning, in the shower, if the first thing you do is wake up and get in the shower, say 5 things out loud that you're grateful for. No matter what you do in the morning, say 5 things you're grateful for. If you can't come up with 5 things you're grateful for, we gotta talk, because there's always something you can be grateful for. You're breathing. That's something to be grateful for. You just slept last night. You slept in a bed. Hopefully that was something to be grateful for. There's always something to be grateful for. A quote that I really love is, you always have a choice. You can choose negativity or gratitude. You can live in darkness or light. Your choice. Choose wisely. So you get to choose. Be grateful or be negative, because negativity is not going to do anything for your business. So choose to be grateful. Choose to be happy. I know some days are harder than others. So trust me, I'm not perfect at this. I don't wake up every day like, so happy to be alive. But you can. I mean, you can work towards that. It's achievable. And it's really important to realize when your energy is getting sucked. Like, don't put yourself around people you want to stay around people who are not toxic. Yeah, I mean, sometimes my husband comes home in a bad mood from timeshare sales, and I'm like, okay, good. Sorry you had a tough day. I'm going to go back in the office because I'm feeling great. But you know what I mean? I love my husband. Don't get me wrong. But you want to.
I do it too. I'm like,
yeah,
like sometimes I have to separate myself so I don't give it to him.
Right, same. I'm same. And you can also be a light for them. So, just remember to be aware of your energy and what's being put onto you and what you're putting onto others, because it's so important. So don't skip taking care of your mind. I think it's so important. It sets your day off right, and it sets you up for a successful business, really, because your mind controls so much. I think it's like 80% mindset is what they say, and it's so true. So protect your energy, do your personal development, stay positive. It's so important.
It is everything, you guys. If you want to be successful, just get it right here, and it will get right everywhere else, literally. Kara, you're amazing. Marissa, you're amazing. This was awesome. Thank you guys so much for being on here, especially short notice, because if you're ever on training, I'll ask you like 6 hours before. So they showed their awesome strengths with super short notice. So if you guys have any other questions or anything like that for the girls, if you put it in the on the post, because I want to wrap this up, just put it on the post, and then I'll go back, or Kara or Marissa can go back and answer it there, because I know there was a few questions. I'm sorry, Whitney. But I love you all, and have a happy Monday. And I will see so many of you guys at Green Carpet, and it will be awesome. And there's so many promotions happening this month, because there's some people who just decided that it was happening, and they're working for it every single day. So hopefully that's one of you. And hopefully you guys all are in the trip, and it's just our team on the trip. So that'd be awesome. Okay. Bye, guys.